tell me a little bit about yourself.
I am 61 years old. I was just diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and diabetes 2 weeks ago. I kind of had a little bit of symptoms of the diabetes, very, very dry mouth, a little bit of blurred vision. But it wasn't until I started itching, and my skin I just kept itching and breaking out in hives. And I went to a clinic, and they thought that maybe it was an anxiety. After 2 weeks of compulsive itching, my skin started turning yellow. And every day I kept getting more yellow and yellow and yellow, and I'm like, okay, I think I've got jaundice. So I went to my family doctor, and he wanted me to go get some blood work done to try to find out what kind of jaundice I had, and that was on a Thursday. Well, the lab was so busy, I thought I'd put it off, and then on Saturday, I felt horrible. I just felt absolutely horrible. Took myself to the emergency room. They did some blood work, so they wanted to do a CAT scan. And next thing I know, they're sending me up to another hospital where there's a GI doctor up there, and they did another CAT scan and said they had to do emergency surgery on me because my pancreas and my liver were not working properly and starting to fail a little bit. So they put a stent inside of me. I got a second opinion. I think it's very important that everyone go get a second opinion. So I got a second opinion. I like the other doctors that I'm seeing down at UC Cincinnati. They want to start over, and I have to have a scope put down my throat again. They're going to take a look down there. I have a mass. They want to look at that, and they probably want to do another stent, and then we're going to do a surgery on me that's called a Whipple surgery. It's a very intense surgery. Might take 10 hours. Hopefully they get done with me sooner than that. There's a lot of things that have happened that I know God has prepared for this battle. I found out that I got a supplementary income from a widow's income, and that's going to help pay my bills. You know, so I don't lose my home or become homeless. I was in a very abusive relationship with someone, and I finally got out of that, and the good Lord helped me get away from that. Everyone that I've met that has just been so kind and so nice to me, and I just feel like that everything that's happened to me in the last 2 years has led up to this battle that I need to fight. And I know that God is here. I know He is here with me. He has shown me signs and done things for me.
What are some of your symptoms now?
Well, my sugar's really, really high. It stays 250. It can go up to 387, which we're having a hard time controlling right now. I have to get my sugar down before I do have the surgery, so there's not complications. I'm tired a lot.
Do you have family?
Being a diabetic, it's really hard learning how to eat food a different way.
Do you have family support?
Oh yes, my oldest.
Emotional support?
My 2 sons, my oldest son, he himself had bad lungs for many, many years, was in and out of the hospitals, became addicted to painkillers. He was an addict for 10 years, found God, turned his life around. I was the only person who never gave up on him. And we have a very, very close bond. He's now going to college, has a 5-year-old beautiful daughter, and wants to be a counselor for people people in recovery. So when you hit rock bottom, rest.
You can only go up, right?
You always, it's okay to rest, but get back up.
Mm.
Always get back up.
Tell me about your little baby.
This is Josephine. She's another blessing that God gave me. She is 2 years old. She is a teacup Maltese poodle. She is my emotional support dog. As you can see, I take her everywhere I can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'd do without her because I live alone, so she's my little companion that I talk to. And I think it's a blessing that I met you, Grace.
Yeah, we just happened to cross paths. But, it was all in God's plan, right?
Yes, it was.
And you have strong faith in God, you
Yes,
told
I
me.
do. I'm a fighter, and He's going to help me get through this.
Amen.
I know this.
And you know that God is a great physician, the great healer, and there is nothing He cannot do. You just have to stand firm on your faith
Yes.
and believe
Yes.
that He will see you through this difficult time, right?
I thank Him every night before I go to bed, and when I wake up, the first thing I do is I thank Him for giving me another day to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And I live a very humble life.
You were talking earlier about being in an abusive relationship. What
Yes.
was that like?
Unfortunately, I met a narcissist. A lot of people don't know anything about narcissists.
Okay. I know about them. I was married
Do
to
you?
one. I was married to one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I know all about that.
Was, and that's another thing that was really hard with me because, my mind was in fight or flight for 2 years being in this relationship. It was emotionally abusive. It was physically abusive. A lot of people don't talk about it because you're shamed.
Maybe they're embarrassed.
Yes,
right.
You're shamed. You're embarrassed. I'm smarter than that. I knew better than that. But when you're with a narcissist, they're the greatest, nicest person in the world, and everybody loves them.
And a lot
But
of times,
behind closed doors, they're a totally different person.
a lot of times they make you feel like you wouldn't be able to manage without them, and so
Yes, you're worthless.
you're fearful of being alone without
Yes.
them, right?
Yes. So, that relationship broke up in February
Of what year?
this year.
Oh, that's very recent.
Yeah, so my mind and my body were just still coming off the roller coaster.
Right.
I know I have PTSD from it, dealing with the loneliness. You think of the good times and you want to talk to them, but then if you do, they're just going to hurt you again.
Right.
So I had to block him everywhere. You have to block them. You have to get rid of them. That's the only way you're going to heal. And healing slowly. It's not easy. And then, like I said, that was February, and then here all this stuff started happening in May, and I just haven't had time to catch up, I guess. But I think it's part of still where I'm just.
Well, my narcissist did me a favor because I was married to him for 9 years, and he took off with a much younger woman.
Yeah.
And at the time, I felt like I couldn't manage without him because he had been someone that had been with me for many years.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to gather my self-esteem and to come back to God because I had kind of fallen away from Him for a while. But then I realized, hey, I can survive without this person.
Well, the thing with me is I know I gave him a lot of love. I took very good care of him. I helped him through a lot of his personal hard times.
Has he tried reaching out to you?
No, he's blocked. No, I don't want to. Anytime he did reach out to me, he was just being a compulsive liar about everything. And then, it's crushing when you care about someone and they lie to you like that.
Right, right.
But it's the fact of the things that I hear because once you break up with one and you think they loved you, you want to know that they loved you and they cared, but now they're out there just destroying you.
Right.
In public with all their friends. They're collecting their little flying monkeys.
Yeah.
They want everybody to, pity him. feel
Spreading
sorry
lies
for him.
about you, perhaps, right?
Oh, so many lies.
Yeah.
He wants everybody to feel sorry for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's accusing me of doing things that I haven't done, as far as trying to find another guy. And he's out riding around on his motorcycle trying to find another woman.
Listen, I love your tattoo.
Oh.
What is the significance of it?
Well, everyone goes through a storm.
Mm-hmm.
When you wake up in the mornings to see another sunrise from a storm, you take all the emotions that you have inside and you let them loose up into the heavens for the angel that watches over you. And the
That's
gargoyle,
beautiful.
Yeah, and the gargoyle to protect you from evil.
Is that new or recent?
It's about 2.5 years old. I thought of it myself.
That's beautiful. Listen, I want to thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your testimony. I was telling you a little bit about myself, the ministry, what we do, and you started telling me a little bit about yourself, and I asked you, would you be willing to share your testimony? And you said, definitely, because you never know how your story might help somebody out.
Everybody's got a story, Sometimes it's good to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Because it helps you think, it helps you decide what kind of people you want to be with, what kind of people you don't want to be with. The world's a different place than it was 20 years ago and 30 years ago. People are different. So you have to pick wisely, and if you have a gut feeling, if you get that gut feeling that something isn't right, trust in your gut feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Tell people no. Don't do things just because people want you to do them. If you feel like someone's not treating you right, then they're not treating you right.
Listen, I'm going to pray for you that God will protect you, that He will heal you, that He will bring you out of this situation into a better place. And I just pray that you stay in touch with me, okay?
I will.
You asked me about the
There's a reason why we met.
website and the ministry page, so keep in touch with us, and I'll say prayers for you, okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you. And here's your little baby.
Josephine, it's a good girl, huh?
They really are perfect companions, aren't
They are.
They
Yeah,
love you unconditionally, right?
She's a huge help.
Yeah.
She's just so much help. I don't know what I'd do without her.
Thank you, sweetie, for sharing your story, okay?
Thank you.
May God bless you and keep you well.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much.